Hello, my name is Francis Fox, and I'm a trained remote viewer. I am also trained in interspecies communication and all the other psychic skills. I was trained as a psychic by the government when I was a child and beyond. I almost canceled this chat today. Didn't really feel like being here and sharing and talking, but I am disciplined, and I'm supposed to be here Monday through Friday, 7 o'clock, and I'm here. But I decided, you know what, let me go ahead and sketch everybody because I think for 2 days I didn't sketch the collective consciousness of whoever's going to be here today. Whoa, am I glad I sketched it? Not looking good. We have the three pyramids of protection. This is good. And then we're X'd out. Now, these are spaceships, and that's their third eye. They are watching us, but they're lavender and pink, which means these are the good guys. When it comes to the other dimensions and interpretation, you get the information in a way that you can understand. And another day, I'll tell you a story about that so that you can really understand what I'm saying. So normally I just sketch the spaceship. And normally there's the good guys and the bad guys. There's the pink lavender ones, and then there's the black ones. There's no black ones there, which in that sense is good. But somebody is Xing us out. So let me tell you the background, what I think the background to this is. I have been working diligently with the Mantrista movement and Venezuela because we were told in 2018 that Venezuela was going to be really important because Venezuela's path was going to be the path of Latin America. Mexico's path is going to be the path of the United States. So whatever happens to Venezuela is going to happen to Latin America, and whatever happens to Mexico is going to happen to the United States. And I believe Canada also. That part I'm not 100% sure. This was from 2018, from the Dolphins, and their information I have always been able to rely on, regardless of how crazy it sounds, how difficult it is to trust it. Simply because it's crazy. Where do they get that from? Everybody in the other dimensions is very psychic, so that's a silly question on my part. But the point of the matter is we have the situation that there was an election, and we worked with many people, in groups at night with the mantra that the elections be fair. And then the elections were over, and then I said we have to start working on the transition. Well, that turned out to be totally accurate. And as I told you before, we were able to reduce the fire, which is what would create violence. So there has really been minimal violence in Venezuela. There's a lot at stake. Venezuela is one of the richest countries in the world. I think it's one of the top 6 richest countries in the world. It doesn't just have petroleum. And yesterday, because I am also prophetic, I said that there was, within 2 years, there's going to be 2 new minerals discovered. Oh dear. 2 new minerals discovered in Venezuela that ETs need. But that contrary to the way things have been handled up till now, there will be peaceful negotiations to provide these ETs with these minerals that they need. And probably most of you are not aware of it, but the ETs need gold for their spaceships. And I don't remember why. And I said it in terms of being a psychic, but I was told by several other people that other people have said that also, that appears to be something that's accepted and well known by people that don't have the big issue of arguing whether ETs exist or not. So they don't waste their time in that. So obviously, not to you, but to what it is that's going on, we have made enough of a dent in the chaos that would be necessary for either the person who lost the election to be able to stay, or for other people to come in during the chaos and take over or do whatever it is that they would do. Because I am now being the subject. I'm not going to say victimized, because honestly, I don't feel like a victim anymore. That's kind of neat. The first time I'm going to be able to say that. the object of black magic from the existing government that has not transitioned yet due to what we're doing. What are we doing that could possibly upset a government? What could we possibly be doing? We're doing mantras, we're doing visualizations. We create with our mind. And the big problem with the planet is that we are not aware of that. We're not aware of that. So we have been reducing the mood, the energy, the environment that would create the opportunity for this government to stay in power or and for other parties to come in. The stability that we are helping to support. I'm not going to say we're the only people that are doing this, but I have to say that we have proof that we have made a tremendous difference, enough to where we've become a target. But I never thought that that would show up in this sketch. This is targeted. I will take care of that during, I was going to say the intermission. No, during the mantras. Today's chat is supposed to be about market confidence, but that is something that I think the whole world looks like it is going to be in a process of breakdown because we are in a transition. We're going to a different type of world and life, and we are, in order for what was predicted to happen in terms of the change on the planet to community, age of Aquarius, etc., the old has to collapse. And I think that now, right now, this is when it's happening. So today the market has lost, I don't know how many trillions of dollars. Most people are not even aware of that. The thing with Venezuela, it's a couple of really accurate psychics who get into the whole political thing have said that it could end up becoming a world war, the different governments that would like to take over Venezuela. Right now, it seems to be tranquil, even though there's a big warship from the United States on its way there, and there's this other thing, whatever. The point of the matter is that the Second World War, and I've known this for a while and I never talked about it. And I know that I'm all over the place, but all over the place, things are collapsing and breaking down. And it actually all comes together having to do with one thing, which is a change of paradigm. So the Second World War was the first modern war that was fought with metaphysics. Practically nobody knows that. So what we are doing, the Mantrista movement in Venezuela, is a metaphysics applied to politics. And it's working. Now, is it going to work past tonight? I don't know. But from when we started to hear, it has absolutely worked to the point where Maduro was falling asleep during a speech. I think it was yesterday. And we had worked many hours before that. You can't fall asleep unless your fire is very reduced. And that was the main work that we did. So we know it works, but I knew from before that it worked. But we were able to prove it to ourselves, and it makes it easier to keep going. So switch over from Venezuela to the United States that appears to be on the edge of a precipice. And then we have this, our entire country at each other's throats, battling for power, throwing out so much disinformation that it's overwhelming to the mind, at a time when what we really need to do is to stabilize the other dimensions in order to have the transition be graceful, which, by the way, is the second mantra, which is the one we're working on now in Venezuela, that the transition be elegant. And I really need to do one of these get-togethers that we have in English because it's wild. Because of my power of induction, the people are able to see what's going on in the other dimensions, and it gets very exciting. And because we have focused intention, it wasn't until the end that things got a little bit iffy, having to do with the enemy's physical people who know how to work the other dimensions, confronting it. It wasn't until the end that it got a little bit more of a battle, that it wasn't just us creating wonderful changes, and I know I'm all over the place. Back to the United States. Many years ago, I realized, and I've talked about it here, that the United States economy, it's always known that it's going to be fine if there is market confidence. What is market confidence? Faith in the economy. Where is faith? It's in the crown chakra, which in too many people is not open. So the bad news is that people don't have faith in the economy because everybody's predicting that we're going to fall off the edge of a precipice. But the good news is that if we can get this crown chakra open, it takes care of the chakra that is the most important for the economy, which is the root chakra. They both work together. If one is doing what it's supposed to be doing, it's open, it's vibrating, it's healthy, the strings are extended, it automatically creates that same correctness in the root, which is the one that has the most to do with the economy. So we don't really actually have to go and fix the economy in this country. Please, somebody remember that statement and write it down because I'm going to forget it. We don't have to fix the economy. We have to trust again, and we don't trust. Now, why don't we trust? Well, there's probably so many valid reasons for us not to trust. So many things that have happened with the opposition, whatever. But I was just thinking when I was coming up the stairs to come to the office to start this chat, there's a very big issue with Francis Fox, me, in that too many people don't trust me. And yet, for decades, people would say that I was one of the few people that they trusted, that they knew that they could count on me, and they knew that when I said something, it was true. And they always knew where I stood. And then several years ago, that changed. And we can attribute it to the fact that I have discovered so many things that were not discovered yet, and blah, 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 all these things that have to do with what it is that I teach. It's hard for a lot of people. But the truth of the matter is, I have had an incredibly large volume of people who are into black magic that have made it their business to ensure that people don't trust me. So that when I speak, whatever it is that I'm saying that they don't want me to say, the people won't trust it. And so everything shifted for me from, Francis, honestly, I know I can trust you. I know I can count on you, and I know I can trust you. I know when you say something, you mean it, and I know that it's true. And if it's not, it's because you made a mistake, and I know you're correct. So we went from that to, what is she saying? Where's she coming from? Where's she trying to take us? And it had to do with black magic. Why am I talking about this? Because I want to talk about myself? No, because that's what's going on. What's going on is dark forces, whether they be physical people in physical bodies or spirits, are pitting us against each other everywhere. Right now, I'm talking about this country. Nobody trusts. And then you have the volume of disinformation. So I've been ready for this time. The thing is that there's happening two or three things are happening at the same time. I've been ready for this time, and I've told you before that since 1999, I put together a program called Prosperity in the Midst of Chaos. And I think that the Venezuela thing is going to go our way because Venezuelans are very spiritually oriented and they're very committed to their country and to each other. I think that situation is going to go the way we would want it to go, which is the elections be fair. They were, apparently, and that the transition be elegant. I believe that we stand a very good chance of that happening. I do not think we're going to be able to accomplish the same thing here. So my goal, rather than trying to accomplish something that I don't feel that I'm going to be able to accomplish, which may frustrate me so much that I'll throw up my hands and give up, my goal is going to be what it was in 1999, prosperity in the midst of chaos. So we're going to start working on that now. So we got market confidence, can hold things up, but in this case, you don't need to be confident in the economy of the country, because I'm not sure that we're going to be able to save the country. Wouldn't it be nice if we do? But you can be okay, even if everything collapses. Because for the first time in history, we can create our individual reality where it doesn't have to be a collective reality. So starting now, I'm going to suggest that if you could potentially have any economic issues, that you work on your crown chakra. And the easiest thing is to do the mantras. Please, God, help me with my intention to miraculously heal my crown chakra or my faith. And when you really feel beaten down and you have no faith in your economy, then even though I'm afraid I'm going to lose it all, even though I'm afraid I'm not going to have money, I'm afraid I'm not going to be able to pay the rent, whatever, I'm afraid I'm not going to be able to sustain my companies, that's the purification mantra. And I have it written up because I worked on it since 1999. But we need to work now. And we need to do the visualization. In Venezuela, the visualization I suggested yesterday was that everybody visualize December 24th of this year, and they're speaking to somebody, either on the phone or in front of the person, and saying, isn't it unbelievable how stable, how peaceful, and how great the economy is since the elections? In other words, since what happened, the elections were in July, the end of July. And everybody just keep visualizing that with those words being said, because that's how reality is created. So I know I'm giving you a lot at one time. Bottom line is, none of this is going to get fixed the way we would traditionally fix things. There is no time, and the physical dimension is too big of a mess. So you either go to the metaphysics or you go down the tubes. You don't have an option. Or you do have an option. But I don't know that there's a third option from that. You could leave the planet, I guess, but Elon will not have those spaceships ready in time for what appears is right around the corner, if not tomorrow, having to do with the market. So one of the things that you can start to do from today, from now, is to monitor the images and conversations that you have that are negative. This does not mean you cut yourself off from the information you might need having to do with what's happening in the world, because you might need to respond. One of the things I like about X, or at least the way I have my account set up, is the number of pictures and videos of the most adorable animals in the world. So probably half of what it is that I see makes my heart open, makes me laugh, makes me enjoy being alive, at least for those few moments. You need to do the same thing. What is it that makes you happy? And you need to double and triple up on that. You need to ensure that you have things that, even for a few moments, that you feel life is good. This is okay. I can do this. Even if it's for a few moments and then several times a day. You need to cut the obsessive watching of negative news. If there is a natural catastrophe, which many people are predicting, you cannot obsessively watch that tsunami, those people that are dying, that volcano, you cannot. One of the issues, and this is a short story that I need to tell. Many years ago, 30 years ago, 20, 30 years ago, I walked away from my desk, my computer was open. When I came back, there was an article written, half-page article, and I looked at my secretary and I said, "Is somebody use my computer?" She said, "No." And what was written there was obviously not written by somebody that was walking around the office. And it had to do with the Great Flood, which natural catastrophe. And what it said was that human memory had a trauma from the Great Flood. So that humans expect there to be another catastrophe that will take down the whole planet. That there doesn't need to be another catastrophe like that. The same way there doesn't need to be a market crash. But that humans have the trauma. They remember in the past, they remember it now, it happened in the past, and then they put it forward into the future. And then we basically walk into what we created again. And I was very impressed with that. They also said that the story about Noah's Ark and he saved the animals, they didn't say complete bullshit. They said that was not accurate. It was the animals that saved the few people that did get saved with the Great Flood, which I believe was when Atlantis went under. And I did read a past life for an Arawaco Indian from the mountains in Colombia. And he was in Atlantis and he was saved by the animals. Interesting. So everything has come together, but we made a difference in Venezuela. And it was kind of fun when we were working together in the chat and everybody was doing the mantras and everybody was writing in the chat what it was that they saw. The dolphins were coming to help. The whales were coming to help. Dragons were coming to help. Now, these are all things that have happened throughout history. We call it mythology, but it was accurate stuff. If not, they wouldn't, as I always say, why do we have to study that stuff? It was just a story. It's not just a story. I mean, look at the stuff that they're digging up. You know, men that are 7 feet, 8 feet tall, and, you know, that's just mythology. Eye cells in the middle of the forehead. Come on. When in mythology, the people had eyes in the middle of the forehead, which is your third eye. So we really, 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 really quickly need to get over this restrictiveness having to do with information and disinformation about our past, at what human beings can do, about superpowers, and the parts of us that are in other dimensions. It is going to be the only way out of this mess. Out of it, saved from it, I don't know what the words should be, but it's going to be, from where I'm at, it's going to be the only way out. We have been told that the really wealthy people are building bunkers underneath the ground. Who wants to live underneath the ground? You don't have to do that. Our mind creates our reality. So let's use our mind to create a reality that is not just tolerable, but that is good. And we can do it in the midst of chaos for the first time in human history. Before, we all went down or we all went up together as a collective. It's no longer that collective. So where do we go from here? I'm going to continue to work with my group with Venezuela. And I have told my followers, because they're from many different countries in the Americas, that they need to start thinking about their country. And we're going to start working next week with Mexico, with the mantras. And we created a piece of music. Mateo Cuaron created a piece of music for Venezuela that's very nice with their native instruments. It's very nice. And make it personalized for the countries and get the information out to people. It's free. So, and it's kind of fun And it's kind of building on something that people need, which is a level of spirituality. Spirituality, by the way, just basically means what's in the other dimensions. Black magic is spiritual. Oh no, but that's bad stuff. The intention is bad, but it's magic. So you can have good intentions and use magic, which is basically what we're doing. So, where do we go from here? Let's start with the market confidence and with the crown energy center. And let's see if we can't strengthen that. So every time you see bad news having to do with the economy, which is today, it's kind of quiet about that. Like just 2 or 3 times that I saw it when it said how many trillions of dollars the market had lost today. But every time you see that, you have to balance that out with something that has to do with creating the reality that you want rather than a reality that we already created and that's now playing out. And I think we need to get out of the blame game. I think from what I know, and I'm not the only one that says it, basically our enemies are from off planet and we are pitted against each other. My dog made some strange noises. Um, Pitted against each other, and we actually think that other human beings are our enemy when they're not. When you have a problem, that, let's say it's a person, that person is mirroring to you something that you have broken in you. And when you see that, rather than going, this is my enemy, da 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 da, you're supposed to go, why would I need that problem? Now, why would the United States and probably the rest of the world need a collapsed economy? It's my opinion that we got entirely too materialistic. It's my opinion, and actually not just my opinion, that we have neglected the spiritual part of us. But that's not because we want everybody to be good people, but it's because the part of you that doesn't die is the spiritual part of you. The part that we have been priming and made beautiful with surgeries and working out and the outfits and the comfort of the air conditioning, that's only one incarnation long. The part of you that lasts forever is a spirit part of you, totally neglected. So I think having to do with the economy, that may be why we need this problem we're being faced with today. So let's go ahead and do the mantra. I know I'm all over the place. I'm trying to tie it all in together. And basically, it's many, many systems collapsing at the same time because they're due for collapse. And yet, when I see what is happening in Venezuela and the direction it appears that it's going in, it makes me very happy. Because, a quick note on Venezuela. And I said it yesterday, I believe, the Chavez and then Maduro are very into spirituality. They're very into black magic. That, I believe, is what's going on here. The taking down. And I knew it 2 nights ago because I could see what they were trying to do to me. And then I could see it again yesterday, and people mentioned it on the chat. So you have a group of people who are kind of savvy in the other dimensions, hitting up against other groups of people or taking them down because they're not savvy enough. How much of that is happening in this country? Well, I certainly wouldn't be able to talk too much about that because that might be not such a great idea. But I have to say that we need to increase our awareness of what can be done to us in the other dimensions that would make us weak and not able to create the reality that we would have created if we did not have those obstacles. Not for nothing that most people don't know that the Second World War was fought with metaphysics. That is why Hitler used the swastika. And the swastika is a symbol that's 6,000 years old. The Hopi Indians use it. The Buddhists use it. Why did he use it? He knew something and he almost won. So there's wars going on in dimensions that we don't even know exist. Like the whole thing with the ETs. Well, I'm not sure if there's ETs, there aren't ETs. Why doesn't the government tell us? Meanwhile, the ETs are positioning themselves the bad ones, and we're arguing about whether they exist. Control of information is very, very effective as a way of controlling people. And I have an opinion here. I am having a very hard time distinguishing certain things on X because of the amount of accounts that are like spoof. Is that how you pronounce it and you say it? It's like a little joke, but it's not a little joke because there's a volume and it's hard to tell too many times what is a little joke and what is not. And when things are as confusing as they are, I'm wondering if perhaps those accounts, which have to be identified as being a spoof on X, if those accounts shouldn't be more easily identified. Because when you're on there, you're scanning, blah, 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 and you might not be able to tell. When I put in Venezuela, what I get are posts that there's a little thing, a community note. No, that's not from there. But I already read the post. And somebody who wants to think that Maduro is torturing every other person in Venezuela is going to walk away from there thinking that. And it's just a joke. It's not a joke. So this whole handling of information, because of the volume of it, it's very important that we be careful with that. And maybe it's very important to address it in a way that we would be able to tell that this is not legitimate information. It's just a little joke. We are not in a time in which we have to be able to joke, and it's okay. You have to be able to do that. But I'm voicing a concern of mine because when I put in Venezuela and I saw that, I was like, oh my God, this is so different from what it is that we're feeling and seeing and what the people in Venezuela are telling me on the chats, and there's several hundred of them. But it's because that is not accurate. And again, we're in Revelations, and that means everything comes out. But then if such a volume of that information is inaccurate, it creates what we're dealing with today. Okay, do the mantra, because I could go on and on forever. Not really, because I'm tired today. The mantra is going to be the faith mantra. And again, oh yes, I will be able to get to the that's right. The title of these chats is supposed to be Peace and Prosperity. And we are going to do the Telegram mantra, which is I trust, I trust, I trust. But we are going to do it instead of I, we're going to do we. And we are going to do it for the country. And I would strongly suggest, we have a feeling that we are getting sabotaged on this platform. Too many different things, very pointed. It could be my paranoia. I'm going to put the Om video on, and let's do 20 minutes. Yes, I am exhausted because I have the sex trafficking Cuban mafia doing black magic on me, and now I have the current government, literally current government, doing black magic on me. So I am tired, and I should have spent time before I got on the chat to take care of a lot of that, because all of that stuff can be cleared. Okay, so there's the mantra, which I did not put up. Yeah, I know that they're working on me now. They don't want me to do the chat with the Venezuelans after this. They want me to be too tired and go to bed. Okay, there it is. And I'm going to and you repeat the mantra in silence. and you send it to your crown. Actually, you say it, you feel like you're saying it inside the top of your head. And the we is for the country as a collective. You have to monitor your response to bad news, and you have to respond to it like, oh my God, look what just happened. You have to discuss it with the appropriate people. You have to work through your response, which can be, even though I'm scared, it's all going to collapse. Even though I'm scared, I'm not going to be able to pay my bills, whatever it is. That's a purification mantra. And then you have to go back to the market confidence, which should be the market confidence in you, especially if you don't have, if it's going to be a huge struggle for you to feel market confidence in the entire country or in the entire world. So you can go ahead and start, and I will put the video on. And no, the bad guys are not going to win. Okay. We did it. This is what we look like when we came in. All those X's on us. We did have the triple pyramid protection and the ET spaceships watching us. But I did the clearings and I cleared the black magic. And we have like a halo in blue and our third eye is open. So you should probably be feeling better. We didn't do the 20 minutes because I have to get ready for the other chat. I apologize. I overtalked due to my nervousness. So market confidence means faith. You don't have to have faith if it's too big a stretch to have faith in the entire economy. Just have faith that you can have what you want. And remember that in the business schools, they teach because they proved it statistically that if you have a business plan, your chance of achieving those goals are monumentally higher than if you don't have a plan. If you're just going to watch the economy to figure out what it is that you think you can do, or you're going to hope for something, that's not going to work. You need a plan, you need a visualization, you need the purification mantra, you need the intention mantra. You need to keep your focus. You need to monitor your images. And you need to escort out of your life, gracefully, elegantly, however you want to do it, the people that would drag you down because they're negative or because they can't figure it out or because they have absolutely zero confidence in being able to hold it together if things start to collapse around them. Doesn't have to collapse for you. Do you see how much more focused I am, how much stronger I feel, and how much more confident? Because I removed that black magic for all of us. Very important that you figure out how you're going to take care of yourself. And my clients, the ones that I'm on retainer, a big part of the time that I spend, and I was going to say with them, no, for them, is ensuring that in the other dimensions, if somebody's trying to take them down in the other dimensions, that get cleaned up as quickly as possible. You're not supposed to be trying to do business and trying to do other things when basically you're crawling on your hands and knees in the other dimension because somebody knows a lot more than you do about how to manipulate energies and does not have great intentions for you. So we will be back on Monday. If something spectacularly interesting happens over the weekend, well, we will start up a chat, but if not, and we were not on X today, and we did sign up to have this chat on X, so not sure at what level the sabotage is or exactly where it's at, but we continue forward anyway. Thank you. Bye.